If you paid any attention to the news recently, there's a good chance you've heard all about the dangers of fake news and alleged Russian election hacking. But what about all of the other geopolitical stories that have direct ramifications on the United States? Well, the media isn't talking about them, so we're going to lay out 3 of the biggest stories here in this video.
У них эту нефть покупают, транспортируют, продают. Почему санкции не накладывают на всех, кто это делает? А что, разве Соединенные Штаты не знают, кто это делает?
So let's talk about Russia. And no, I don't mean all the stories you're getting spoon-fed by the mainstream media about Russia. I mean, let's talk about the latest statement from Russia's defense ministry. Now, it's no secret that Russia has called out Turkey for helping ISIS thrive off of the illegal oil trade. But what about the United States? Well, in their latest statement, Russia's defense ministry said that the US-led coalition purposefully did not bomb oil production facilities that had been captured by ISIS. Mainstream media in the United States is going to turn this into Russian propaganda and say that it couldn't possibly be true. But it does raise the question. The United States has allegedly been going after ISIS since 2014. So if they truly wanted to completely eliminate the group, well, why didn't they go after the oil production facilities that were helping them thrive in the first place?
Президент Обама упомянул об одной из угроз – это ИГИЛ. Ну а кто помогал вооружать людей, которые в Сирии боролись?
That brings us to Syria. Now, Syrian rebel groups are threatening to boycott peace talks led by Russia and Turkey. Now, you may have heard that recently the Syrian government under Assad regained control of eastern Aleppo, which is great for them but bad for the United States because that's the opposite of what we wanted in the first place. Now, what's really interesting about this is that as soon as Syria got back control of eastern Aleppo, we started seeing all of these reports in the mainstream media here in the United States that were talking about these horrible atrocities being committed by Assad's government. Yet the journalists on the ground in Syria painted a very different picture of what was going on. Now, as we know, the United States government has poured millions of dollars into arming and training these Syrian rebel groups as if they are going to go after ISIS. Now, clearly that has failed miserably, but it does make you wonder if these groups of rebels were willing to essentially take money and arms from the United States in order to fight ISIS in the first place. Well, what are they willing to do now, and what influence does the United States have in making sure these peace talks with Russia don't go through?
The U.S. Army has been an accomplice in the Saudi war in Yemen. We know Washington gave the green light to Saudi Arabia to attack us. Now the U.S. is trying to directly engage in war with us.
Now let's look at Yemen. The poorest country in the Middle East is currently in the middle of a terrible, gruesome war. It has been 21 months since a coalition led by Saudi Arabia and backed by the United States started a bombing campaign in order to go after Houthi rebels. The result? The death toll is at nearly 10,000 people, and the number of children that battles malnutrition is now over 2 million, according to recent reports. Now, this raises a lot of questions because even though the United States came out and agreed to halt some arms sales to Saudi Arabia just last month, there are still so many questions that haven't been answered, such as how much are they still selling to Saudi Arabia in arms? When will this end? When will the United States actually call out their supposed ally for these human rights violations? And most importantly, when will the United States stop being one of their accomplices?
The president-elect is going to similarly be concerned with making sure that we don't have potential foreign influence in our election process. I don't think any American wants that. And that shouldn't be a source of an argument.
But who cares about that, because we have some Russian election hacking to get to, even though no concrete evidence of that has yet to be presented. It's important to remember more so now than ever that as we kick off 2017, we should be asking questions and demanding answers of our government, especially when it comes to foreign policy. If anything in this video resonated with you, be sure to share it on social media. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you want to check out any of the sources mentioned in this video, all of the links will be listed below in the description box. And as always, if you want to see more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to The Skinny on YouTube.